Good morning, students. I am Rakesh Kumar. I am here again with the chapter Electric Current and its Chemical Effect. In this chapter, in our previous class, we have learned about the conduction through the liquid, in which we have discussed that like the solid material, can the electric current pass through the liquid or not? By various activity, we conclude that electric current can also pass through the liquid, which is known as conduction of electric current through the liquid as like the solid materials. We have also discussed that what is the cause of conductivity, means which factor is responsible for the conduction of electric current through the liquid. Together with this, we have also discussed the electrolyte, mainly a strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. I have also given the homework. Most of the students send their homework, and the homework of almost all the students are correct. Some students also ask me some question on WhatsApp or by telephonic conversion. So thanks for this. Now, today I am going to discuss some new facts. Today's chapter is or topic is conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy. You know, this is the era of electricity. Imagine, can you survive in modern era without the electricity? Without electricity, I think without electricity you cannot survive. Why? Because all our activity depends on the electricity. For example, you are at present joining the class by online way. In online way, you need the electricity for charging your mobile or laptop. Without electricity, we cannot get water, our fans or ACs or coolers doesn't run. We doesn't get the light. So electricity is very important for us. But you know that we cannot create the energy or destroy the energy. We can only transform the energy from one form to another form. This fact is learnt by you in the previous classes, mainly in class 6, that energy is neither created nor destroyed. Now, imagine, from where we get the energy, means we get the electrical energy. You told, sir, we get the electricity from the transformer. Then where the energy, electrical energy comes from? It comes in the transformer. Someone give the reply, several replies that it comes from power station. Some told that generating station. But your mobile phone is running on the electricity. Your torch is running on the electricity. So, where the electricity come? It is a question. Today, I am going to discuss a fact that temporarily we are getting the electricity from the cell. Alexander Volta developed a method in 1719 by which we can get the electricity temporarily, which is known as voltaic cell. So, I am going to discuss today mainly voltaic cell. So many cells are there, but I am going to discuss voltaic cell. Now, let us come back and see this figure. In this figure, this is a pot known as voltaic cell, in which there are two metallic strips are put. One is zinc and other is copper. These two rods are known as electrodes. These two rods are known as electrodes. These two rods are dipped into a solution. Here dilute sulfuric acid is written. This solution is known as electrolyte. The strips are known as electrodes, and here at the upper part a bulb is shown. If you arrange the experiment like this, then you get electric current from this and our bulb glows. So, this experiment by the Alexander Volta make the possibility to get the electric current locally without connecting our device with the known source of electricity. So, in this experiment, he means Alexander Volta suggests some method by which we can get the electricity. In this activity, we can get the electricity locally. So this is known as cell. Mainly this is voltaic cell. In this cell, some chemical is present and electrodes are. By the chemical reaction of the solution and electrode, electric current is generated, which is being used by us in our various purposes. For example, the torch cell or cell used in our watch, wristwatch or wall watch. Besides this, the cells are of different types. Cells are mainly of two types, primary cell and secondary cell, but this is beyond of your syllabus. I am not going to discuss these two types of cell in details, but I am going to discuss some outline. The cell used by us in torch or our remotes are primary cell. Primary cell is cell which works up to the exhaust of the chemicals used in the cell. Chemicals means electrolyte and the electrode. This cell means primary cell works for a fixed time. After this time, after some time, it is exhausted. We cannot use this cell again and again. But there is another cell which is known as secondary cell, which is charged with the help of electric current, and we use this cell for getting the charge from this cell. For example, rechargeable cells, mainly the cell of your mobile or the battery placed in your house in connected with inverter. These two cells, mainly cell of inverter and mobile cell uh, or battery of your car, motorcycle, etc., are the secondary cell. These type of cells have the capacity to hold the charge and discharge them. When we connect these cells, means secondary cells, with the electric current, they became charged, means they store the electric current in it, and when we demand, they provide the electric current. For example, the battery of your mobile. You at first charge your mobile. In this charging process, the battery of mobile store the electrical energy into it, and when you use the mobile, then that battery provide the electric current for operating the mobile. So it is a secondary cell. The same function is done by your inverter battery or your car battery or your motorcycle scooter battery. So cell is the source by which we can get the energy locally without taking the help of powerhouse or generating station. Before this, we depend on the power generating station for the electricity. But by this arrangement, nowadays we are capable to do our work depending on the electricity, or do our work which depends on the electricity in remote areas also, where electrical energy is not available. Okay, now main important fact is that what are the chemical effect of electric current, which is the name of our chapter, electric current and its chemical effects. So main facts of this chapter is chemical effect of electric current. That is what are the effects is done whenever electric current passes through the chemical. We realize that chemical change in a liquid can produce electric effect, means electric current. It is reverse. Is the reverse is also possible? Can the electric current pass on through a liquid result in chemical changes? Today we have just before this we have discussed that by the chemical changes electric current is generated. So can the reverse of this is possible? It means, can the electric current when passes through a liquid result in chemical change? Means if we pass the electric current through a chemical, then is there some chemical change in liquid? This is present topic on which we have to discuss that if we pass the electric current through a liquid, then can there be some electrical change? Can be there some chemical change? In fact, when an electric current passes through a pure metallic conductor, whether solid or liquid, there is no chemical effect. That is, there is no change in the chemical composition of the conductor. There is only the usual heating effect in that conductor. This fact is learned by you in the previous class. That in previous class you have learned that whenever electric current passes through a conductor, then it do not produces any chemical change. Means by passing the electricity through a conductor, no chemical change or no change in its internal structure is noticed. It means you take a conductor, pass the electric current from that conductor for say 1 hour. Now after 1 hour, when you stop the supply of electric current, then that conductor is some changed? Your reply is not. If so happen, then our wires are destroyed. But we found that in our wires current is flowing from many days and there is no change. So electric current cannot produce any change in pure metals. But Michael Faraday do some experiment by which we conclude that whenever we pass the electric current through an ionic solution, some effect is noticed, which I am going to discuss. See this figure. Here, this is a pot. In the pot, some electrolyte is placed. Here he placed tap water, 2 electrodes. The 2 electrodes are connected with connecting wire with a battery. Here, this electrode of left side, which is connected with the positive terminal of the battery, is known as anode, and this which is connected with negative side of the battery is known as cathode. These 2 metallic strips are anode, out of which is connected with positive type side of the battery is known as anode, and the electrode which is connected with the negative side of the battery is known as cathode. I am repeating again. In the pot, the solution placed is electrolyte. The 2 metallic strip by which we send the electric current into the solution is known as anode. The metallic strip by which we send the electric current into the electrolyte, means into the solution, are known as electrode. I am repeating again. The metallic strip by which we send the electric current into the electrolyte, means solution, are known as electrode. Electrodes are of 2 types, anode and cathode. Now anode is the electrode which is connected with the positive side of the battery, means positive terminal of the battery. Next is cathode. Cathode is the electrode which is connected with the negative terminal of the battery. So here we have discussed electrode. Electrode means metallic strip, or it may be non-metallic in some cases. So strips, metallic or non-metallic, by which we send the electric current into the solution are known as electrode. Electrode are of two types. First is anode, the electrode which is connected with the positive terminal of the battery. Second is cathode, the electrode which is connected with the negative terminal of the battery. Now, in this experiment, Faraday noticed some results which are the following. You can learn this activity. I am not going to learn this activity, but I am going to discuss the main facts. In some cases, means for some liquid and some electrodes, we notice the formation of gas bubble. In some cases, we notice the change of color of electrode, and in some cases we notice the deposition of some material on some electrode, while the other electrode became thinner. Means if one electrode became thicker, then another electrode became thinner. Next point, formation of gas bubble. And third, the change in the color of the solution is noticed. Now, he also performed the activity and he noticed that such type of changes which occur in this activity depend on some factors. For example, if we are performing the activity for a particular electrolyte, then such type of changes means formation of gas bubble, change of color and deposition of metal depends upon the electrode used by us. For a same amount of current, means same cell and same electrolyte, if we change the electrode, then our result also changed. In some activity, if we change the electrolyte by keeping the electrode and the cell constant, we also get the different result. So, we can say that the chemical reaction taking place in the solution depends on the nature of electrode and second, nature and concentration of the solution. Now, I am going to discuss these 2 points in brief. Here, question is asked that on which factor chemical effect of electric current depends. After the class, I give some question. First question is, on which factor the chemical effect of electric current depends? Reply is, the chemical effect of, you can also write the question on which factor. Here you write on which factor the chemical effect of electric current depend, or write the factors or discuss the factors on which the chemical effect of electric current depends. Then we write as solution, the chemical effect of electric current depends on the following two factors. First, nature of electrode. If by keeping the electrolyte and the cell constant, means same electrolyte and same battery, when we change the electrode, means metallic or non-metallic strip, then the changes occur in the solution changed. So we can see that chemical reaction or chemical change taking place in the solution depends upon the nature of electrode. For example, if you take the electrode of such material which easily pass the electric current through it, then we get the more change. For example, copper. But whenever you take the electrode like iron, which do not easily allow the electric current to pass through it, then you get the less effect. So chemical effect of electric current depends upon the nature of electrode. And second one, nature and concentration of the solution. In this, 2 points are connected in 1 point. Whenever question is asked for 3 marks, then you have to write first nature of electrode, second nature of the solution, and third concentration of the solution. Now second, at first, nature of the solution, I am going to make 3 points. Nature of the solution. Suppose your electrolyte is fixed, electrode is fixed and battery is fixed. Then, if the electrolyte taken by you is a strong electrolyte, then you get the more change, means formation of gas bubble or change of color or deposition of metal. On the other hand, if your electrolyte taken by you is a weak electrolyte, then you get the less effect. It means the chemical effect of electric current depends upon the nature of the solution. If the solution is a strong electrolyte, then you get the more result, while on the other hand, if the electrolyte is weak, then you get the less effect. So, chemical effect of electric current depends upon the nature of the solution. Now, third point, concentration of the solution. Concentration of the solution. If the solution taken by you is concentrated, then you get the more result, while if concentration of solution is less, means your solution is dilute, then you get the less result. So by summarizing these, we can see that chemical effect of electric current depends upon the following 3 factors. first, nature of electrode, second, nature of solution, and third, concentration of solution. Remember, whenever question is asked that discuss the factor on which the chemical effect of electric current depend, or on which factor the chemical effect of electric current depend, then if a question is of 2 marks, then you have to discuss first point as nature of electrodes and second point as nature and concentration of the solution. But if question is asked on which factor the chemical effect of electric current depends and 3 marks is allotted for that question, then you have to write first nature of electrode, second nature of the solution, and third concentration of the solution. Okay. Now, when we pass the electric current through a electrolyte, then some changes are noticed. So here another question is asked, what are the important effects or what are the prominent effects of the chemical effect of electric current? Here another question is asked. Write some prominent effect of the chemical reaction or chemical effect of electric current, or write some important effects of the chemical effect of electric current. When this question is asked, then you have to write the important effects of the chemical effect of electric current are the following. First, metal may get deposited on the electrodes. Second, gas bubbles may get formed near the electrodes. And third, change of color of solution may occur due to the dissolution of different ions. In these three, may word is written. It means if you are doing the activity, then out of these three, one is happen, or in some cases two are happens, or in some cases three are happens. So we use may, the word may. Metal may get deposited at the electrode surface. It means our one electrode became thinner and another electrode became thicker. It may be possible. Or gas bubbles may get formed near the electrodes. In some cases, there is no thickening or thinning of the electrode, but we get the formation of gas bubble. In some cases, no deposition of metal on electrode takes place. Also, no formation of gas bubble takes place, but the change of solution, color of solution may takes place. So, whenever question is asked that write some prominent effect or what are the important effects, mainly you have to see the word effects of chemical reaction or chemical effect of electric current. Then you have to write these three. This question comes for 3 marks. Okay. Now this is the end of my class today. End of my class. Now here 2 questions are important, very important. Right. First question from here, what are the factor on which the chemical effect of electric current depends, or on which factor the chemical effect of electric current depends. the reply of this question is from here. And second question, what are the prominent effects of chemical effect of electric current? The solution of this question is here. Okay, now I am going to end my today's class. In next class we will discuss the applications or usage of the chemical effect of electric current. Means what are the usage of chemical effect of electric current in our daily life. So okay, thank you.